Welcome everyone. Today I'll be making cap irons for some vintage plane blades. So the first thing I need to do is get the twist out of this blade. It's likely wrought iron with a high carbon steel forge welded to the cutting end, and so I'm hammering on the soft side to work out that twist. Now that process does upset some of the material, so I'm going to go ahead and file everything back down to get those sides leveled out again. Additionally, this cleans up the area so I can inspect those forge welds to make sure they're still solid, there's no cracks. And everything looks good, and with that, it's on to testing the hardness. So this blade ended up being around 60 Rockwell, so it should hold an edge just fine. And with all that done, I can actually begin work on the cap iron. I'm bluing up some mild steel so I can do all my layout. And the blade that this will go on is just a shade over 1.5 inches, and I have 2-inch material. So I'm over at the mill and I'm working what will be the cap iron down to the correct size. And once I have the steel to size, I'm going to go ahead and move over to the vise. And now that I'm at the vise, I'm using a 1-2-3 block to get that blade straight up and down in relation to the vise jaws. And once that's done, it's time to smack it with a hammer. And that is because this cap iron needs a bend in it. So hitting it with a hammer, I can introduce that bend. And I'm aiming for about 45 degrees, and I'll pull it out and periodically check my progress with a square. And every time I put it back in the vise, I make sure to realign it with that 1-2-3 block. And now it's over to the diamond plate. Bending displaced some of the material on the top side of that, what will be the cap iron. And I want to work that down and level it out before moving on. It just makes future setups a lot easier. And after doing all that, I have way too much material at the front of the cap iron. So I'm going to go ahead and trim that away on the bandsaw before sticking it back in the mill. Now, once I'm in the mill, I can go ahead and clean up that saw cut. And that's going to bring the entire width of that edge into the same plane. Then it is back over to the diamond plates again. And I'm going to just make sure that that cap iron is going to seat flat on the blade. And it's worth it taking the time to do this here and really pay attention to this. And if there's any gap between the cap iron and the blade, then shavings will get caught in there. And with all that done, it's time to drill for the screw that's going to hold this all together. So I'm set up over at the drill press, and I'm going to start with the pilot hole. And then after that's drilled, I went ahead and clamped the cap iron to the blade. And that's because the blade is tapered, and I want that hole to be running at a slight angle, so when everything is screwed together, that screw head will sit flush to the blade. And this is getting drilled for a 3/8 16 screw. And then I went ahead and left everything clamped up as I tap it. And I didn't have a tap wrench that was big enough, so a mini crescent came to the rescue. And it worked, so I'm not complaining. And now some deburring, so everything looks pretty. And the last thing to do on the cap iron itself is to cut a couple angles in the back. And these just match the blade. I'm not really sure what that angle is. I just stuck a sliding bevel onto the blade and then transferred that angle over to the cap iron. And now I'm just filing in a few bevels. And I'm really just eyeballing this just to whatever looks nice. Now I'm going to heat this up and let it oxidize. And I'm doing this so the cap iron will better match the way the blades look. And as that cools down, I can move my attention to the screw. So the first thing I need to do is strip off the zinc plating. And I'm just using regular vinegar for that. And then I just let it sit overnight in the vinegar to give it plenty of time to work. And then once that plating has been stripped off, I can heat up the head and beat it with a ball peen hammer. And I wasn't particularly careful with this step. I didn't need it to be an exact size or perfectly round. I just needed the head to be wider than what it was. And then once the head was wide enough, I went ahead and put it in a lathe and turned it around. Now that the turning is done, I can go ahead and slot it for a screwdriver. I started with a hacksaw, and that defines the slot, and then I use a file to get in there and widen out that slot and take it down to depth. And you know what? I think this part turned out pretty well, but what's even more important is that everything works. And this all looks good, and the last thing to do here is to trim that bolt because it was way too long. And so I'm back at the bandsaw so I can cut off that excess. And I'm using a washer here to act as a saw guide, just so I don't cut that screw too short. And for this last bit, I'm applying some cold bluing solution to turn the blades black. So this blade was originally black, but some of that color was lost when I was untwisting it. I'm doing this to turn it back to its original color. And I'm also cold bluing the cap iron so it matches. And then one last double check with a feeler gauge just to make sure there are no gaps between the cap iron and the blade. And again, if there's any gaps, then shavings will get caught in there and you'll end up with a mess on your hands. And so this one is officially ready to use. So making the plane that this blade will go into is going to be a future video, so be on the lookout for that. And thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you on the next one.